This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Make no mistake, it is cold out there right now. 41 feels like 33.
I know, feels like about 20. It's just cold out there today. Wind chill advisory going on this morning.
It is till 10 a.m. You know, I think all of us here have lived in climates where this temperature would feel positively balmy in the winter, right?
Yes. I used to have family that's still visiting from Michigan, and they're just like, it's okay, it's still warm. It's
this
still
is
warm.
great.
It's like 30. It's still warm.
It seems like such a distant memory, though.
Oh, yes. We'll take the 80.
Exactly. Well, we won't see 80s for a while, but we will start to warm down the road, but not for a while. A wind chill advisory in effect till 10 a.m. this morning. Local temperatures are generally hovering around the 40-degree mark, but you factor in the winds and they feel almost 10 degrees cooler than that. So some very chilly temperatures across the region. You'll notice a little bit of precip over on the extreme side of your screen. That is a little bit of drizzle for the East Coast. Not for us. We stay dry today, but tomorrow that might not be the case. Even though winds might lighten up a little bit tomorrow morning, I think we'll have a good chance of seeing some of the cold rain around, or maybe a cold mist. We'll look for a cold wind throughout the day today. Our daytime high only in the upper 50s. Back to you guys.
All right, right now the roads are looking pretty good. A little blip there in downtown Bradenton around 301 and Manatee Avenue, otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south, looks like Clark Road has only a slowdown there in the westbound lane as you drive away from I-75. And the final map shows us mostly clear at 6:02 on your Tuesday morning.
Our top story this hour, more than 200 million Americans are in the middle of a deep freeze and relentless cold with wind chill alerts all the way from Texas to Maine.
And these severe conditions could bring some flurries to North Florida later on this week. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has details.
So far, 2018 is off to a bitterly cold start across much of the country, with record-setting low temperatures and dangerous winds. The high temperature in Chicago on New Year's Day, just 1. In New York City, 9 degrees at midnight for the ball drop. Hundreds of manatees popping up in the waters near Blue Springs State Park in Florida, trying to escape the cold.
Once the water temperature drops below 68 degrees, then they'll search for warmer waters.
The cold temperatures relentless, from frozen fountains to several spinouts on icy roads. Watch as this emergency personnel worker almost gets hit by a car as he slips on the ice.
You're afraid to stop, somebody will hit you. You're afraid to keep going because you know what's up there.
So many people layering up to battle the cold temperatures that are feeling more like below zero from the Midwest to the Northeast.
Cold has effect on a lot of things.
This family in Kansas stocking up on water. The water pipes in their home frozen.
Gallons of water for flushing the toilet, and our friends brought these over right away.
And their water company can't do much at this point.
They said, oh, you just have to wait for it to thaw.
Which may be a while. The deep freeze is expanding into the deep south, and another Arctic blast is expected to hit the Midwest to the Northeast later this week.
Today, some kids are getting an extended winter break. A few schools in New England and other parts of the country are either canceling school or starting a little later because of the extreme cold temperatures. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
And happening right now closer to home, a wind chill advisory, as John has been mentioning all morning, is in effect for parts of the state, and the National Weather Service advising people to bundle up if you plan on getting out there this morning.
Well, we sent Marla outside to confirm that it is cold out there. Marla, can you confirm it's cold outside right now?
Yes, it is absolutely cold this morning, guys. The chilly wind is blowing, causing temperatures that actually feel a lot lower than they actually are. Now, that wind chill advisory is until 10 o'clock this morning, and that advisory was actually issued last night, and it's up until this morning. Now, the National Weather Service issued that wind chill advisory for parts of the state. According to the National Weather Service, wind chills can range from 25 to 35 degrees from Interstate 4 to Venice and south of Sebring, Florida. People who are expecting to get out this morning before 10 o'clock are being asked to bundle up and dress warm, because hypothermia can actually play a part if they don't dress warm, and they are expecting to spend lots of hours and lots of time outdoors. So people are being advised to just layer up, put on a jacket, a coat, some long pants. And I got my boots on this morning because I know it was going to be absolutely cold. I'm from Florida, so this is so unexpected for me. And for those who have pets, they are also being advised house to bring those pets inside to keep their furry friends warm this morning. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Marla. And yes, we can confirm the boots. We did spot the boot sighting this morning on Marla.
Boots getting some use today.
Yes,
Good
they
for her.
are. Yes, they are.
We have a new app. Go check it out at the App Store. It's at WWSB or My Suncoast. Android users will have the update sent to their phones automatically.
Yeah, that's right. Lots of weather and traffic on that app this morning that you will need. Well, we are learning new details about a horrific end to 2017 in one New Jersey neighborhood. Police are saying it was a domestic incident that led to deadly violence against a family by one of their own. Police found 4 people dead inside a home, allegedly at the hands of a teenager armed with an assault rifle. Police say Stephen Kalagi, his wife Linda, their 18-year-old daughter Brittany, and a 70-year-old family friend all murdered by the Kalagi's 16-year-old son, allegedly, and all dead by the time police arrived.
The grandfather of the suspect, as well as the brother of the suspect, thankfully left the home, came out okay.
Were they targeted, though? Did he mean to kill them as well?
No, we have no reason to believe that's the case here.
The 16-year-old suspect surrendered to police without a struggle. No word yet if he's going to be charged as an adult, and no motive so far has been given. The teen is expected to make an initial court appearance later on today.
Survivors of that deadly apartment fire in the Bronx are being allowed to go back home and inspect what's left of their belongings now. A 3-year-old boy is suspected of sparking the fire that killed a dozen people last week. Fire officials say that little boy had a history of turning the stove burners on and off. Also, some neighbors now say the boy's mother could have done a lot more to alert neighbors before she ran out of the building to save herself.
New this morning, Chicago police report that the murder rate there declined by 16% last year. Now, the city recorded 650 murders in 2017. It seems like a lot, but that's actually down from 771 the previous year. Chicago has faced criticism for its high rate of gun violence, including from President Trump, who called the city, quote, a total disaster. Almost 3,500 people were shot in Chicago last year, but it is down from more than 4,300 back in 2016. Police attribute the decline to more than 1,100 new police officers, changes in policy, and investments in technology like body cameras.
Caught on camera, watch this now. A sheriff's deputy in Wisconsin had a close call after a truck just missed him by inches. Look at the video. The deputy was conducting a traffic stop when a truck sped right by, just missed him. The officer got in his cruiser and pulled the driver over and charged him with several traffic violations.
And developing overnight, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection experienced a computer system outage for over 2 hours, resulting in nationwide delays at airports on Monday night. Now take a look at this. This was the scene at LAX, one of the country's busiest airports. That outage lasted about 2 hours. Passengers who landed during that time frame were left standing in long lines. Travelers in New York, here in Florida, Texas, and Colorado were also affected. Customs and Border Protection said the outage didn't appear to be malicious.
Happening in Florida, a Clearwater family was among the victims of a charter plane crash Sunday in Costa Rica. A rabbi in St. Petersburg confirmed the deaths of doctors Mitchell and Leslie Weiss and their 2 children, 19-year-old Hannah and 16-year-old Ari. Mitchell was a radiologist and Leslie was a pediatrician. Both worked at Morton Plant Hospital in Clearwater. They were among 10 U.S. citizens and 2 Costa Ricans who died when their plane crashed shortly after takeoff on Sunday.
And police believe 2 shootings near Orlando's tourist district that left 5 people injured may be related. Police responded to the first incident after 2 a.m. Sunday morning, where a man was found shot in the face and taken to the hospital, where he's listed in critical condition. Now, 2 others were later hospitalized, also with gunshot wounds. Witnesses say the victims were in 2 vehicles that were possibly shooting at each other. Later Sunday morning, police were called to yet another nearby area where more gunfire was heard. Authorities found a vehicle there occupied by 2 men. Both of them had gunshot wounds as well. Both are now in stable condition at an Orlando area hospital.
Consumer news. Many of you are going back to work today for the first time of the new year, and for some of you it means a higher paycheck, and here's why. The minimum wage is up in 18 states, including Florida. The state wage is up 15 cents here from $8.10 to $8.25 an hour. The highest nationwide wage is now in Washington State, $11.50 per hour. The federal wage is $7.25, meaning no state can go any lower than that. Well, the numbers are in, and the number of suspected drunk drivers arrested early New Year's Eve morning in Sarasota County stands at 12. Many drivers chose to go with ride-sharing apps like Uber or Lyft. It's not cheap, though. One driver told us they charge 5 times more than the usual price for the New Year's holiday. One bar owner believes the rideshare apps are decreasing the number of drunk drivers.
The bad one before was when you'd call for a cab and there was none down here, and then they'd wait 15, 20 minutes to get aggravated and try to drive home themselves.
They have to provide an incentive to do it.
Absolutely.
And nobody wants to go out and drive around on a New Year's Eve just for fun.
Well, besides the 12 DUI arrests, the Sheriff's Office in Manatee County also had one incident where a person was arrested for a battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting arrest with violence. But great to hear that those ride-sharing apps have that benefit of fewer suspected drunk drivers.
It does. That's a good thing. And I feel like more people plan it into their outing instead of respond later, like, okay, we're going to take a Uber or Lyft now because we know that's how we're going to get home as well. So it's good news.
That's right. Millennials lead the way. They love the Uber and app, Uber and Lyft. Yeah.
Yes.
Cell phones are a great thing.
Yes, they are for everything.
Some very chilly weather across the region. A small craft advisory is up, a rip current advisory up for those who want to be out in the water today. Don't know why you would, but if you do, rough conditions out there. And the wind chill advisory is up until 10 a.m. It's a first alert weather day. We'll have the forecast in a minute.
Also, first alert traffic and the latest on President Trump's response to the deadly protests in Iran over the last several days.
We're going to have reaction to his comments abroad when we come back.
Here's a peek outside the door and see how it looks. It is cold and windy right now. It's 41 degrees on paper, but it feels like 33. John's complete forecast after this.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 47th season on Monday, January 8th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Warren Jones, pianist to the world's best-known stars on Monday, January 15th, and Chris Hill, career diplomat and 4-time ambassador on Tuesday, January 16th. 72 global issues lectures by renowned experts, 24 musical conversations with great performers. Subscriptions available now. Single event tickets at the door. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, so very chilly conditions out there right now. We do have a wind chill advisory up till 10 a.m. this morning, meaning that if you combine the air temperature, which at 41 degrees really is not that bad if the winds were quiet, but because the winds are up and breezy and gusty, it is pretty chilly out there. The feels like temperature coming in at around 33, just a little bit above freezing this morning. So it's a first alert weather day. It's going to keep a lot of people indoors. I think that breezy wind that's going to be with us throughout the day today. Dew point value at 34. And across the state, it's some wicked cold temperatures to the north of us. 28 degrees in Tallahassee, 26 Panama City, and check it out in Pensacola. This is an actual air temperature. This is not wind chill. 23 degrees in Pensacola. That's uniquely cold for that area. Now, there's also a winter weather advisory up from areas just to the north of the Big Bend region, up around Cross City, if you know where that is, and then back into the Panhandle for the potential of some snowfall accumulation tomorrow along the northern border of Georgia and Florida. Yeah, it may or may not happen, but the fact is, if it does happen, it's going to be a slippery mess up there. We just don't have the equipment to deal with that in North Florida. And, you know, if they get it, it could be a real problem. Anyway, for us, we won't see anything like that around here, but we will see, I think, tomorrow morning, again, a repeat of these kind of chilly conditions. 44 degrees in Wauchula, 46 degrees in Arcadia, 46 in Northport, 41 degrees in Bradenton. Sarasota the same, and Venice comes in at 43 degrees. Check out the temperature difference from 24 hours ago. We are looking at a very, very cold start to the morning. About a 15 to 20 degree drop in temperature over 24 hours. And yes, we've got some cloud cover across the region. The cloud cover not producing any rainfall for us, though that could change tomorrow. We could see some of the light drizzle that's occurring over on the other coast move into our region tomorrow. So even though the winds might be a little bit lighter tomorrow, we might be below what's required for a wind chill advisory tomorrow. That cold drizzle and patchy rainfall, I think, will make it feel even more uncomfortable tomorrow. And a first alert weather day will probably be required tomorrow morning as well. So across the nation, pretty quiet conditions, but in Florida, anything but. An area of low pressure develops down to the south, and as that happens, tomorrow we may see a wintry mix in parts of North Florida along the northeastern coast. And then that rapidly moves away as that low moves out to the north and to the east. Cold and breezy, mostly cloudy but dry today, and then showers tomorrow. So beach and boating forecast calls for a small craft advisory as well as rip current advisory up through today. So today, breezy, cloudy, kind of cool. Daytime high only around 58. Tomorrow, a little bit of that mixed rainfall and drizzle kind of works its way into the morning forecast. And even though the winds might be less, it'll still feel raw with a daytime high only at about 58. Then we see the sunshine return, but the temperatures stay kind of flat and cool until we get to Sunday, when we do start to warm into next week. Back to you.
All right, now let's take a look at your traffic out there. It is starting to pick up a little bit. First of all, one thing you do need to know, if you were headed over the Skyway this morning, there is a high wind advisory, so be aware of that. There's also a little bit of a slowdown on 301 and another slowdown on eastbound State Road 70 as well. In North Sarasota County, that road is looking pretty good, just your usual slowdowns around University Parkway. And then in South County, again, the roads are looking pretty good on that area, but bundle up because it is cold outside. It is 6:19 this morning.
Well, we start the year with a new hotspot in the world. Political demonstrations in Iran have left 12 people dead.
And despite calls by Iranian officials for peace, President Trump said on Monday that, quote, Iran is failing at every level and that it is time for change. Reporter Omar Jimenez has the latest on the tense situation abroad.
Protests continuing in Iran. And in just a matter of days, at least 12 people have been killed.
In my view, they should express their needs and demands peacefully so that the officials receive their message and not to create mess in the city.
The protests started with concerns about the rising cost of living and a poor economy, but have expanded into a critique of the Iranian government and religious leadership. At a meeting with lawmakers Monday, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani downplayed the ongoing situation, calling for national unity, but did acknowledge there are real issues at play. Iran hasn't seen the economic boost Rouhani hoped would come after the 2015 nuclear deal reduced international sanctions and allowed Iran to increase trade. President Trump, in one of his first tweets of the new year, said in part, "The great Iranian people have been repressed for many years. They are hungry for food and for freedom. Along with human rights, the wealth of Iran is being looted. Time for change." President Rouhani has criticized Trump's response, saying he has no right to sympathize with Iran.
He has created problems for the Iranian people when it comes to visa, when it comes to financial issues, when it comes to banking issues. He has been constantly creating problems for us.
The situation with Iran no doubt on his foreign policy radar as deadly protests continue with no clear end in sight. In Washington, I'm Omar Jimenez.
Up next on Good Morning Suncoast.
We're going to tell you how a new group of celebrities are working together to keep the spotlight on sexual assault in show business. It's coming up for you right after this.
Here's a peek at the super moon in New York City right now. First one, big one of 2018.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in a car accident, the state of Florida only gives you a specific amount of time to file a claim. So act now, give us a call.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
I can't tell you how many families just cannot afford health care, and the costs are rising. Just seeing that large amount of children uninsured suddenly would be devastating.
The Children's Health Insurance Program, it helps children of low-income families, but the funds are getting low. What does that mean? I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have you covered at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
As you wake up on this Tuesday morning, look how windy it is out there. You can see our tower camera shaking up there. It feels like 33 degrees outside right now, folks. On paper, it's 41, but it feels like 33. Wind chill advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning.
All right, just a reminder, have a story idea for us? Maybe your own photos of that supermoon that we've been showing you throughout the morning. We would love to hear from you on Facebook, on Twitter, or on our new Instagram page. Takes you behind the scenes right here at ABC. Connect with myself and Ray and John as well. Those are our Facebook pages.
There's our respective addresses there on Facebook, so feel free to check it out. Some behind the scenes looks at your favorite morning newscast.
That's right. All right, it is 625 out there this morning. There's a new movement in the ongoing battle against workplace sexual harassment.
As Candace Gibson tells us, more than 300 actresses and entertainment executives have now formed a new initiative called Time's Up.
In this morning's GMA First Look, A-list actresses like Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, and Jennifer Lawrence joining forces with behind-the-scenes power players like Scandal executive producer Shonda Rhimes, all in an effort to fight sexual misconduct in Tinseltown. The coalition of more than 300 women calling itself Time's Up, taking out a full-page ad in newspapers across the country, including the New York Times, writing, "Now, unlike ever before, our access to the media and to the important decision makers has the potential of leading to real accountability and consequences." Actress Ashley Judd, a member of Time's Up, tells Diane Sawyer of her alleged experience with disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein.
It's like the look on my face is abject terror. Like, I can see it in my eyes.
And we'll have two of the women behind this new movement coming up live at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Stop right there. I'm about to pop a cap of fresh in that washer. With Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters by Downy. Oh, it's so fresh. And it's gonna last from wash to wear for up to 12 weeks. Right? Freshness for weeks. Downy Unstoppables for a fresh too feisty to quit. And now try Downy Unstoppables with the original scent of Tide.
I've been a lot of things over the years. Your blind spot, your loose satellite dish, a literal deer in the headlights. But it's a new year and I'm making a resolution. No more mayhem. This year, I'm everything that helps keep you safe. Like the fuzzy yellow tennis ball, dangling from a string, helping make sure you pull the car in far enough. But not too far.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Thanks to all of you who participated in ABC7's Paris Vacation Giveaway Contest. Join us as we congratulate our grand prize winner, Heather Caston of Bradenton. She and her husband Clint are going on an amazing 6-night dream vacation for two to Paris, the most romantic city in the world.
Thank you, ABC7. We're going to Paris.
Congratulations, Heather and Clint. We hope you have the trip of your lives. ABC7. We're here for you.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll have the latest on that capsized boat yesterday in Sarasota Bay and how those boaters are doing this morning.
Bitter cold hits our area. We'll have more on below average temperatures you can expect as you wake up today on the Suncoast.
I'm going to tell you why one beach patrol is getting a big honor in Manatee County. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. It is 6:31 on this Tuesday, January 2nd.
The holidays are now officially over.
They're all done, right?
Yes.
We're all back to good
Yes.
now.
Yes. Now the diet starts.
Yeah, right?
You're not kidding. Yeah. Hey, cold out there right now.
Yes, sir, it is. In fact, we have a wind chill advisory up until 10 o'clock this morning because of the very, very breezy conditions combined with the air temperatures and the dry air make it feel significantly cooler than it actually is. As there's also, I suppose, a warm bed advisory up, meaning you probably won't want to leave your warm bed this morning. Yes. 41 degrees in Sarasota. Most temperatures are around the 40 mark, but you factor in that wind and it feels about 10 degrees cooler. A little bit of rain, shower, and drizzle activity over on the East Coast. We don't have any around here. We stay dry despite the clouds today, but our daytime hit temperature will only be in the upper 50s, about a 10-15 degree below average temperature today, and it feels even colder with that wind. Back to you guys.
Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. A little blip there on 301 southbound as you cross over State Road 70. Also, Manatee Avenue West. A little slowdown there. Otherwise, pretty clear in Manatee County. Otherwise, Bee Ridge Road has some problems there as you leave around Lake Sarasota and head west under the interstate. And our final map, nothing much to report at 6:32 on your Tuesday morning.
Our top story this half hour, a wind chill advisory we've been talking about all morning is in effect for parts of the state and the National Weather Service. They're advising people to bundle up if you plan to get out there this morning or just
Let's go to Main Street in downtown Sarasota. Marla Spence is in front of a thermometer that probably says it's warmer than it is because you're in a bit of a wind tunnel down there by 5 points right now, Marla.
Yeah, that's right, Ray and Stephanie. You know, that thermometer behind me is saying 51 degrees out here on Main Street in Sarasota, but it actually feels a lot lower this morning. Now, that wind chill advisory is expected to last up until 10 o'clock this morning and went into effect last night. Now, also with that wind chill advisory, temperatures are expected to feel like 15 degrees for some parts of the state, and closer to home, chills could be up to 35 degrees. The National Weather Service say those temperatures could cause hypothermia if precaution is not taken, like layering up clothing and putting on jacket or even some boots. Now, guys, usually when temperatures dip this low and they feel a lot lower, warming stations across the state are open for those who are homeless. Back to you guys.
All right, stay warm. Thank you, Marla Spence.
All right, 4 people are recovering after being rescued from that chilly water yesterday, and they were rushed to Sarasota Memorial Hospital.
Yeah, their boat capsized in Sarasota Bay. Our Jess Dowdrick has more on yesterday's accident.
A dad, his 2 sons, and a family friend were all on their powerboat today, ready for a day of fun and an annual New Year's Day tradition, when their boat overturned, dumping all 4 of them into the water.
The boat was sideways. We almost hit the rocks coming in. It was real bad.
Rough conditions on Sarasota Bay kept many boaters off the water on New Year's Day, but not the captain of this powerboat. A Siesta Key man and his loved ones thrown from the boat after it capsized between Marina Jack and Bird Key just before noon.
Their boat is a recreational pleasure boat, and I do believe they were on their way here to take part in the fun run.
An annual New Year's Day tradition, the Joey Grattan Fun Run.
Probably about 80 boats get together. That was the number last year. Get together and go out and run around to restaurants and things like that.
But boaters were dropping out left and right after seeing the water conditions. The race eventually canceled. All 4 victims of the capsize, 2 of them children, were taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital, luckily with mostly just bumps and bruises. According to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, the worst injury was a fractured ankle. The FWC is still early in its investigation. They say they plan to talk to the operator of the boat once he's released from the hospital to figure out exactly what happened. Reporting in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
For the updates on that story, plus the latest in breaking news, and don't forget this morning's chilly forecast and warnings, check out our ABC 7 app. All you have to do is head online to the App Store. You can find it under My Suncoast or WWSB. An arson investigation is currently underway in Venice. The Venice and Sarasota County Fire Departments responded to a vehicle fire on Sunday, and head units arrived to find heavy smoke and flames in 3 vehicles parked next to a building. Firefighters were able to put it out quickly so it didn't impact the storage building next door, but it is the 3rd time in less than a week that firefighters have been called to a fire in that area to protect the building and its property. Police are asking for your help to find the person or people responsible. Contact the Venice PD if you have any information about this case.
A convicted double murderer in Sarasota County is getting a new trial, but the state is again seeking the death penalty. A jury convicted this man, John Allen Lee, back in 2011. The stabbing deaths of Tracy Nabergall and Jason Salter. The jury recommended the death penalty, but the judge granted a new trial after his attorney alleged the state attorney's office withheld evidence in the case. And by the way, under new state guidelines, all jury decisions now must be unanimous.
The city of Venice is considering a proposal to convert to running on all renewable energy by the year 2050. The initiative is being sponsored by a group called Solar 100. Now, their goal is to stop using fossil fuels to run city functions like power, the water utilities department, and installing solar panels around to City Hall. But the program may run into some hurdles because it's not cheap to convert to renewable energy. Some elected officials worry that taxpayers may not be willing to spend the money.
When it comes to energy, people have short attention spans. They're concerned about their daily endeavors and living paycheck to paycheck.
The deadline to convert is the year 2050. The Venice City Council will be voting in just a few weeks on whether or not to sign up for that program.
Happening today, Punta Gorda's new police chief starts her new job this morning. This is Chief Pamela Davis from the Baltimore Police Department. She worked there as the director of the professional development and training. Now, she replaces former Chief Tom Lewis, who you recall was fired last year after one of his officers accidentally shot and killed a citizen during a training exercise the year before. That officer's trial, by the way, starts in a few months. And you should feel safe at the beaches in Manatee County. The Florida Beach Patrol Association named Manatee County Beach Patrol of the Year statewide. The group has more than a dozen lifeguards, paramedics, EMTs, and rescue divers. They keep about 3 million visitors safe each year.
One bar in downtown Bradenton reopened its doors yesterday, all to support a good cause. For the 5th straight year in a row, members of the Hernando de Soto Historical Society were running Cork's Cigar Bar, so all of their tips went straight to charity. Now, the volunteers replaced regular bar staff who got some much-needed rest after New Year's Eve. This year, the money will support Feeding Empty Little Tummies, or FELT. It's a Bradenton nonprofit that feeds homeless children on the weekends.
Take over the bar, we have a great time, and all the patrons come in and they just give a lot of money and it goes to a great cause and they have a good time.
Now, the bar opened at noon, it closed around 7 o'clock. Still no word yet on just how much money the group raised this year.
Speaking of raising money, some swimmers braved the cold for a good cause yesterday. Here's the video. The Shamrock Shiver took place on Bradenton Beach. Those who took part put on their swimsuits and some rafts, took a deep breath and ran into the Gulf for their first swim of the new year.
Oh, it makes me feel warm, all warm and cozy inside. Perpetuating warmth throughout my body, just knowing this is for a good cause.
Looks great. All the money raised will benefit Caring for Children charities.
All right, and a local family is celebrating the start of the new year with a new addition. This was the first baby born at Sarasota Memorial Hospital in 2018. Colton Campbell Arbuckle was born at 5:31 Monday morning, weighing in at 5 pounds, 7 ounces, and coming in around 19 inches long. He came a little earlier than expected, though. Colton was actually due on January the 10th, but his mom, Megan, her water broke a little early on Sunday morning. Our congratulations to the new parents.
And keep that hat handy right now.
Right, right. He's cold. He's like, no, why did I come out right now?
Yeah, it's cool out in some locations. Becky in Old Myakka, that's Myakka with an I, not Myakka with a Y, 36 degrees there. And Richard in North Park, 43 degrees. You factor in the wind, though, and it's about 10 degrees cooler. So a first alert weather day on the Suncoast.
Man, all right. Still to come, we have John's first alert forecast. We've also got your first alert traffic as well. And if you want to keep the weight off in the new year, well,
we'll tell you about a new study that says the key is, well, we'll tell you coming up. But first, a peek outside our window. You'll see it looks pretty calm out there. Feels like 33 degrees. On paper, it's 41, but it's cold. It's windy. John's full forecast is next.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet. If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
I'm Alan Cohn. The Children's Health Insurance Program, it helps low-income families. The funding for the program is running out. What does that mean for children in Florida?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 41-degree air temperature outside, but you factor in, you factor in the air temperature, and it's even cooler. Feels like about 33 degrees out there, so please bundle up. That wind coming in now northeast at about 15 will be breezy throughout the day today. Low relative humidity as well. That's the other thing, with relative humidities in the 30s, when you heat that air, as I'm sure most of us are doing, why you then get even lower relative humidities in your heated air, and you end up with desert-like conditions indoors. And I know that that's probably going to be a problem for some folks in terms of sinus conditions and such. So just either humidify your air or hang in there, because we'll have a little bit more humidity and a little bit warmer temperatures as we head into the weekend. But not before. Before, it's actually going to get a little bit cooler as we head down the road the next couple of days. 28 degrees Tallahassee, 26 degrees Panama City, Pensacola coming in at 23. That's some cold air. That's some wicked cold air for that part of the country. And they have the potential of seeing some snow falling there tomorrow as a little area of low pressure develops out in the Atlantic. Excuse me. Now, we won't see any snow around here. Not a chance of that. But we will see perhaps a little bit of cold rain tomorrow morning. Before then, we have these temperatures that are generally hovering around the 40-degree mark or slightly above, and you factor in that breezy wind, and it feels, as I mentioned, like in temperatures in the below 35-degree range, which means that's the reason that we have that wind chill advisory up this morning. Now, tomorrow, those wind speeds may be a little bit less, but still, it will still be cold. The air temperatures will be about the same, coming in around 15 to even 20 degrees below the average for this time of year. Now, this is the 24-hour temperature change, and you can see this really cold air over the last 24 hours. Despite the fact that those winds may be reduced tomorrow morning, and maybe the wind chill won't be as important to the feel of the air, the rain-free conditions under the clouds that we have now will probably by this time tomorrow be replaced with a little bit of light drizzle or some patchy rainfall. So watch for that. It's certainly not going to make it feel any more pleasant outside tomorrow morning. Hang in there because the colder air is going to be with us probably for another 4 days or so. We'll start to warm up on Sunday, but really not before then. In fact, we'll get even cooler. There's another frontal boundary located just to the north, and that'll be swinging through here on Wednesday. And as it does that, why some colder air will also be surging southward. So we're going to get two shots. The first one comes tomorrow as this area of low pressure develops and we get this surge sinking southward of colder air, maybe even a little frozen precip along the Florida-Georgia border tomorrow, and then another little shot of cooler air Thursday into Friday. Northeast wind is breezy, so a small craft advisory is in effect throughout the day today. Breezy and cloudy today with a high only about 58. The same high temperature tomorrow, but mix in a little bit of drizzle and cold rain. And then on Thursday, we stay cool through Saturday, but then as we head into Sunday, we finally start to warm back into the 70s. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Taking a look at the roads out there, a couple things you need to be aware of. First of all, if you're heading over the Skyway today, there is a high wind warning advisory, so be careful. If you're headed out and about, you can have a little bit of a slowdown, starting to see some congestion right there on State Road 64 as well, and a little bit on northbound and southbound 301. If you're headed out in North Sarasota County, it's looking pretty good out there. You've got your usual slowdown around University Parkway, but other than that, it's running pretty good. And in South County, nothing to see out there, just a little bit of a slowdown again, some congestion forming north and southbound 41. That is your look at the roads at 6:47. In this hour's Health Smart, this time of the year, plenty of us set all those weight loss goals. This is going to be the year. A study shows us how you can lose that weight and how it may have an impact on how well you can keep it off. So this study looked at over 150 adults who were overweight or obese. Now, they all took part in a weight loss program where they were counseled on diet and exercise. Now, researchers found that those whose weight went up and down and up and down during the course of that study were more likely to struggle with weight loss 1 year later. Doctors say one explanation could be the people who lost weight consistently, did it the right way, did a better job of sticking to their weight loss goals. One doctor at the Cleveland Clinic says it's just as important for people to find a weight loss plan that specifically works for them, that they can stick to for long-term success.
When thinking about different diets and thinking about different dietary plans, you really need to think about what is the one that I could keep up for long-term.
The doctor says consistency really is the key to keeping that weight off over time.
Now, sports.
Yeah, two big college football games, the Sugar Bowl and the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl is being called an instant classic already. Georgia and Oklahoma. Let's go to the videotape. Fourth quarter, Georgia 3rd and 10. Fromm finds Godwin for the first down. Bulldogs are in the red zone. And then 2 plays later, Chubb takes a direct snap, runs right, and hits the end zone. Chubb's second touchdown of the game. Game tied at 45. Overtime. Oklahoma tries a field goal in the second overtime, but the kick is deflected by Lorenzo Carter. Dogs get possession. Michael takes a direct snap, sweeps to his left. He has room to run. He takes it for the game-winning touchdown. Georgia wins 54-48 in double overtime. Highest scoring Rose Bowl in history. The Dogs go to the national championship game against, well, let's see. Let's go to the Sugar Bowl. New Orleans, Alabama Crimson Tide take on the Clemson Tigers. Third quarter, Clemson quarterback Kelly Bryant's pass batted in the air. Alabama's Mack Wilson picks it off. returns it 18 yards to touchdown. The Tide wouldn't look back, running away with the game by a final score 24-6 in the third time in the 3 years the two teams have met in postseason. So now Georgia plays Alabama next Monday night in the finals in Atlanta.
All right, and a new year means new shakeups for NFL coaches. The Black Monday tradition continued yesterday as the axe fell on a few teams. The Chicago Bears, they fired coach John Fox after a third straight year of last place finishes. My Detroit Lions fired coach Jim Caldwell after missing the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. Chuck Pagano, he is out at the Indianapolis Colts. Jack Del Rio out as the coach of Oakland. And an interesting side note, just rumors at this point, former Bucs coach John Gruden could be returning to the Oakland Raiders as coach. There are more changes that are predicted for today and other teams as well.
Someone Gruden back in Tampa.
Yes, yeah, very interesting to see where Gruden's going to end up. There's a big kind of tug of war going on out there right now.
We'll update the day's top news headlines next, and a marathon like no other.
We're going to tell you why these runners fought the cold to cross a frozen river when we come back.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC 7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC 7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC 7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
It is 6:54, and here are some of the top stories that we've been following for you on the Suncoast today.
Punta Gorda's new police chief starts today. Pamela Davis last worked for the Baltimore Police Department.
Plus, the Florida Beach Patrol Chiefs Association has named Manatee County Marine Rescue the Beach Patrol of the Year. They kept nearly 3 million beach visitors safe in 2016, and they're being recognized as the best in the state.
Meantime, dozens of brave swimmers shrugged off the cold for the annual Shamrock Shiver on Bradenton Beach. It all helped raise funds for a local children's charity.
The inside shivers.
Yes, it is. There's a broad brush look at our traffic right now. Nothing major to speak of. Just bear in mind, it is chilly out there. Details of that now from John Scalzi.
Yes, indeed. It's a first alert weather morning. We have a wind chill advisory up until 10 o'clock this morning. And as we head into the afternoon, you can expect to see those breezy conditions continue. Cloudy as well, though no rain today. Tomorrow morning may feature an isolated shower or maybe some patchy drizzle.
Cold here, but colder there. Look at China. 5 degrees for a frozen river race course. 2,000 runners bundled up on the water. It was frozen, thankfully. An ice marathon, part of the New Year's celebrations. 5 degrees. Runners from China, Russia, and Singapore all ran on the river.
Oh my goodness, it looks so
Or
cold
stay inside and watch
there.
instead. Yeah.
Yes, let's stay inside and look at that instead. Stay inside and take a look at your app because we've got all the latest weather, all the warnings that are out there today as well.
Indeed, we will. And there's also a new video forecast up there you may want to check out.
All right, stick around. Good Morning America is up straight ahead. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.